I'm so excited for today's video. We are going to go over business tips and tricks if you guys are wanting Cricut ideas that you can sell and have maybe Etsy's best sellers for 2023. Hi, I'm Crystal. Welcome to Design Bundle's YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the notification bell down below as well as the subscribe button so you guys don't miss a thing. Today, I'm going to go over 5 important topics that you are going to want to think of when it comes to starting your business with your Cricut. Topic number 1 is the idea, the plan, right? So we're going to call this one idea. So you need to come up with, what do you want your business to be? What do you want it to look like? What are you going to be selling? This is a few things that I recommend whenever you guys start out with your business. You want to figure out, are you already making something that you absolutely love? Maybe you've been making t-shirts for friends and family and you're really loving it. You have people asking you, do you sell these things? And that's what you're going to do. So you may already know your idea, right? But if you're somebody that is just now getting into it and you've been watching a few tutorials or maybe an idea over on TikTok and you're like, that's what I want to do, and you've seen somebody creating acrylic keychains or a tumbler or something like that, you just got to figure out what is your passion. Do you already have one and you want to turn it into a business? So that is where your mindset needs to be, right? The biggest thing is a lot of us want to go in with horses running, right? So we want to go in with 10 different things, and that really is just not realistic. I would find 1 or 2 things and figure that out first and then go on. Next thing I want to say is start out on a budget, obviously. So maybe start out with those low cost blanks that are going to have nice profit for you, and then slowly add in those products that are going to have higher costs when it comes to the blanks, which we'll get into that here in just a little bit. And then add those in. Or maybe you're just starting right off the bat and you're only making shirts, then you know that, right? So here's a few ideas for selling products this year on Etsy. Idea number 1 is t-shirts. You guys know I love making t-shirts, and this one right here is something that people buy all of the time. You're gonna be always buying new t-shirts, whether you bought one this year, next month, whatever it may be. You're always buying new clothes. You may be buying a t-shirt for a graduation, for a bridal, for a birthday party, just to wear, trending. So many different reasons why you're buying a t-shirt, right? So this one is such a good one. Yes, some people may consider that a saturated market, but it just depends also. How do you have your listing? What is your prices? How is your quality? Because if your quality is there, people are going to come back time after time after time. Now, if you guys don't know, if you guys are new here, I've actually made an Etsy. Right now it's on hold, but we had actually made an Etsy and tested a lot of things out, so I do know some inside scoop about how the sales pick up and what it takes to get those moving. We've actually made a few tutorials and videos on starting an Etsy business. If y'all haven't seen those, we'll try to link those up above or down below to give you guys a few extra tips and tricks. And then the other thing is you can list these as little or as much as you want to, depending on your blank. So say for example, I'm using a Gildan soft style. Say it may cost me around $3, or maybe I want to do something like a Bella canvas and it may end up costing me around $6. And so those price margins, which once again, we're going to get in all that here in a little bit. So the quality of that t-shirt may go up more, like comfort colors and so on and so forth. So you can list it for a little bit more. So we'll get into all that here in a bit, but that's an idea, is simply t-shirts that you could have several different sizes. You can have maybe onesies. And whenever it comes to apparel, you can even dip into the tote bags and little zipper pouches and all of those kind of things. So lots of different ways that you could go within that market, right? Another one that is really good is acrylic keychains. We've done lots and lots of tutorials. So right here, I'm showing you guys a little example of these hotel keychains, and they are adorable and they are super duper easy to make. Now for these ones right here, I actually purchased these from Tech Wrap, which once again, we'll get into materials here in a little bit, but they have lots of different colors to choose from, including the clear ones. If you guys have a Glowforge, you can make your own as well. So lots of different ways to think about it there, but we have the 3-inch round circle ones that we make, lots of ideas. But when it comes to something like this, it is super inexpensive. Say it cost you 50 cents to make and you're selling these $5 or $10 or so. The profit is really, really good on this. Now, another one is tumblers. There is lots of different things when it comes to tumblers. It could be metal tumblers. It could be these plastic acrylic ones. They are so cute. You guys have probably seen these personalized all over the place. Lots of different colors to choose from, so you could have a variety of colors for people to choose from and personalize those for wedding, bachelor gifts. You could be doing these for baby shower, somebody's birthday. Once again, lots of different occasions on top of Christmas time. But these ones are really, really good as well. And then we have ones like this where it's going to be a full wrap. This is an acrylic full wrap tumbler here. You could also get these, like this is a double wall where you could actually fill it with glitter and fluid. So the ideas are just unlimited when you think about things like this. You may be somebody that's wanting to do the epoxy glitter tumblers, and you're going to be adding the adhesive vinyl to those and customizing those as well. So that's another idea. Another one would be those Libbey glasses, the beer glasses, if you will. So many different ideas to do with these. But the thing about these versus shipping something like this, you do have the risk factor of this getting broken in shipping, which means material costs go up. You're going to have to buy a box that is going to be, that's going to house this to get it from point A to point B. So you may have to get something like packing peanuts. You may have to get styrofoams to protect those glass. Same thing whenever it comes to coffee mugs. So you may look and be like, I'm gonna make coffee mugs. Those are such an easy turnaround. I could get them for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, but then the shipping cost goes up a little bit. They weigh a little bit more than something like this. So that's just something to think about too when you're coming up with those ideas. This idea I'm super stoked about, and we've actually done a tutorial on this recently. This one here is interchangeable bows. So what you're going to be selling is this sign right here. So it's a nice welcome sign. And so the sign is going to stay the same, but you can swap out your bows. So you can put magnets on those. Once again, I've done a tutorial on that. I'll have it linked above. Now, another one that we actually did was interchangeable signs. So you actually would be making the base here, and then it would be the sign being interchangeable as well as the bow. So it's two different pieces. The cool thing about that means upsell. So you're going to sell this sign here, so it's one sign, but they're going to buy the bows. So maybe they buy 4 bows from you. They come back month after month and they're buying one for Christmas, Halloween, for back to school. It's a teacher. There's so many different things that you could do with these bows. You could have plaid in every single color. So maybe they're going to come back and buy every single color of your plaid or your stripe. So it gives you an upsell. So that's really exciting for this one right here. Now I want to show you guys this really quickly, because what I did was I went to Etsy and I had pulled up some of the best sellers for 2023 and what kind of comes up at the top when I look for certain things, and this was one of them. So I wanted to show you guys this example here because $100 this one is being sold for, and it's just the sign, right? And so then you're buying those interchangeable bows, and they're giving you some options on those bows and all of those things. So this is a really, really cool one. And so the one thing about this is I don't want you to look at this and say, oh my gosh, I'm selling that right there because they're selling for $100. Just because Susie, I'm just making a name here, Susie Q, is selling hers for $100 doesn't mean that Adam over here, he's only selling his for $65. That's what's working for him, right? So a few things you need to factor into this $100, which we are going to get into right now. Topic number 2 is going to be startup costs. So you have to think about your startup costs for starting the business and materials going forward, right? Do you already own a Cricut? All right, if I've had it for 5 years, I do not need to factor in the cost of this. It has played itself out somewhere and it is what it is, right? So we have our Cricut, we're ready to go. Now, if you are somebody that doesn't have a Cricut, then you're gonna have to have that as a startup cost. So say you've got $300 that you gotta get a Cricut, you need to think about materials. So for me, say I'm gonna go ahead and do the acrylic keychains first and the car decals because the cost is low. So say for example, it cost me 50 cents to $1 to make each acrylic keychain, and I'm making $5 to $9 per keychain, right? So the profit margins are really high. But you have to remember those shipping costs. You have to remember the overhead that you're still trying to pay back those startup costs. And you have to remember your time. So many times I have started and I'm making something. So listen, I'm with you guys. I have done so many startup businesses in my life before I really started teaching here on YouTube. I sold bows, I made clothes, I made t-shirts. I even did the t-shirts for a while, testing that theory out. I still make stuff for family and friends. friends. But I have made a lot of stuff. But in the beginning, I would find myself, say I sell something for $5, and I comes to find out it ended up costing me $6 to $8 to make. I have lost money, and you won't realize that right away. And then as you do, you're gonna have burnout. So if you guys have ever experienced burnout in your life, or you guys have started to try to sell something, whether you're making chocolate dipped strawberries or whatever it may be, and you've got burnout because you're not really seeing the profits from it. At first you are, but then you're not doing the math that, okay, so I've made $200, I've sold X amount, but then once I put that money back in savings where I bought the materials, I bought my machines and all that, I have nothing left. I'm actually in the negatives. So make sure you guys are doing the math on your startup costs. So like I said, count in your machine, count in your materials, how much your adhesive vinyl. Your startup on adhesive vinyl, you're probably looking around $50 or so. We overbuy when it comes to our startup things sometimes, even with blanks. When you first start out your business, you definitely want to buy in bulk, but maybe you're buying in bulk about 20 to 50 pieces compared to further down the road, you may be buying 200 to 500 pieces because it's better to buy in bulk so your costs will actually go down as more you sell, right? But in the beginning, you just got to bite it and you got to go in there and you've got to work with what you have, right? It is not very smart to go down to like your local store and be buying piece by piece because you're paying their costs after, so you're not buying it wholesale. So you really got to find those places. I'm going to recommend a few places down below for you guys just to make it super easy when it comes to packaging materials, when it comes to buying your blanks, as well as your t-shirts and all of those. My favorite go-to places you're going to find linked below. So let's go back over here to Etsy and talk about our startup costs as well as just every day, right? So let's talk about the sign. So let's say, for example, we're just saying that, let's just say it cost me, and it don't, maybe it cost me $10 to make the sign, but let's just say it cost me $30 to make the sign because I have to factor in how much paint I used, how much adhesive vinyl I used, the wood round itself, the bow, the leaves and all of those things, if I've used staples or whatever, the string, everything. So let's just say it costed me $30 to make this sign. Even if it costed you $10, write those down, get all of your numbers. Now, how long did it take you to make the sign? You need to do the math. On average, people are making between, I think, is it like $13 to $15 for minimum wage? You guys let me know in the comments down below in your area what is minimum wage. So think about that. You have got to factor into your costs for those things. Now, showing you here really quickly is $100. Some things that you don't factor in is shipping materials. So now I've got to buy a box for this. I have got to buy probably packing peanuts or bubble wrap. I've got to have my shipping label. I have to have the tape and all of those things as well. So you need to factor that in. So say it costed me $30 and it cost me $5 in shipping, right? So I am at 35. Did I say 30? We're gonna stay with 30. So we're at $35 in cost. Now, if you look at this listing, it is actually free shipping. One thing that Etsy does advertise, make sure that you really look over their fees and stuff. If you are going to sell on Etsy, wherever you plan on selling, how much fees are you paying, right? So part of this order, she may be paying 10%, 20%, 15% of her sales goes into fees. So that's gone out of there as well. But one of the things that Etsy says that they'll advertise or push you up to the top is if you offer free shipping. Well, you need to put that shipping into your product. You've got to put that into your listing somehow, or you're definitely going to be eating those shipping charges. So say, for example, it's going to cost me $10, $11 to ship this. So now I'm at $45. And then I've got my fees, so just say that I'm at $50, $55, something like that. You got to keep adding all of those pieces in. Maybe my bank charges, so whenever I get paid over on PayPal, they're going to charge me a fee as well. You have to make sure you are factoring in every single thing, and that is what a lot of people don't think about. Did you have to do marketing? Because we're going to get in that here in a little bit. How much money did you pay to market this? You need to factor that in as well. So this $100, there may be marketing charges, there may be the materials, there may be the shipping stuff, all of those things, as well as listing fees are factored in that, okay? So like I said, some people, you can only sell it for 65 bucks and that's what's working for you and that's where it's at. So don't look at somebody's listing like this and just be like, I'm selling those because she's selling those and it's working for her, right? So those are things to think about. What is something that has been successful for you, try something small and work your way up. If something doesn't work, so say for example, I'm selling my car decals and my keychains, but the keychains aren't working, I'm going to ditch those and I'm going to just focus in on the decals. If I'm selling them hot and heavy, I may try to introduce a tumbler now, and if it's doing good, I'm going to keep it. If it don't, I may get rid of it. I may try to bring in a few other things, trying to find success. If it does work, maybe now I add in a third item, so on and so forth. So to wrap up topic number 2, you definitely want to make sure you go over and include all of your startup costs. So take that out of the business first. So when you first start selling, deduct what it costed for all those startup costs, your machine, your materials, everything. Once you've paid yourself back for that, now you can start making profit. So now you can say, okay, I'm making $13, $15 an hour, and you can do that, right? So you can add up your time and all of that. You're going to really start to see whether you're making or you're losing money at that point. So definitely don't cause yourself burnout. Topic number 3 is going to be branding. Branding. When you first start out, you definitely want to create your logo, figure out your color scheme, all of those things, because when you market your stuff and you create your page, you want it to be cohesive. You want those colors and everything to be matching, whether it's your fonts, your banners, your overlay over your photos, all of those kind of things. You really want to figure out what you want it to look like. So here's a few different things. Number 1 is logo. Now, if you come over to designbundles.net, we offer all of these things. I'm going to show you a lot of different little ideas when creating your branding. So number 1, you can actually type in logo. So you can put in logo templates here. And you're going to see lots of different little templates. You could take these over into Canva and really create some amazing stuff. So if you really want to take these, you could tweak them too a little bit, make them your very own. And there's really cool ones too that even have like a whole little color scheme to kind of get you going there. Now, another thing to look up when it comes to branding outside of the logo is going to be things like Lightroom. So for example, if you type in Lightroom, you're going to see all of these filters. So you can put these on top of your photos, especially if you're going to be posting on Instagram and Pinterest and all of those things. You want everything to look cohesive. You could come in here and figure out, what do you want that to look like? Do you want to have this nice like urban look, or you're wanting something bright and vibrant like this? So say for example, this one is called Warm Light. And so you can see the difference. And so every time you post something, it's going to be cohesive and have that exact same look. So when you take those photos or use these mock-ups, which we're fixing to get into next, you're going to have the exact same. So you're going to put this overlay over your photos. So this is just another aspect of some really cool things. Another thing you can simply type in is Instagram, and you're going to see all of these really cool styles. So if you guys are wanting to have these highlights be absolutely perfect, like this whole boho look here is really cool. There's so many different ones to keep your Instagram looking so cohesive and amazing. So I highly recommend go check it out. Simply type in the word Instagram and scroll through all of these and check out all of the cool templates that you guys can get for all of your social media. Next up is going to be Mockup. So you're just simply going to come in here and type in Mockup. So this is something a lot of people don't know. I did not even know this in the beginning, that when you see those gorgeous photos and you're like, how come I try flat lay and my photos do not come out good, okay? I cannot stage it and have it look gorgeous. And I do have some photography skills. That's another thing that I have done over the years, is taking people's graduation and prom photos and all of these things. That's another thing I've got up my sleeve, and I really love using our filters too for that. I talked about this in our last business tips for Etsy, and I was shocked too that there were so many others that did not know that there was a thing called mockups. So for example, look at, even if you're going to do sticker sheets, that is another item that you guys can sell, is you can make sticker sheets. I see so many people get multiple machines and make their own sticker sheets. It's really cool. So that's another thing that you guys can make and sell. But these right here, you would simply put in your photo, and this is what would mock up. It's amazing. So whenever you guys post this on Etsy or whatever, it's going to look just like this. So say for example, my photo that I put on there is actually going to be a 4th of July flag or something like that. It would show it on the finger, and then it would be labeled as the stickers. So cool. It is absolutely amazing amazing to use these things. You guys would be shocked. If you guys want to see a whole tutorial on just using so many different mock-ups and how to use those, definitely let me know in the comments below. Check this one out. This right here is a hat with jeans. Like, look at how cool this is. You guys know that we can make hats with our Cricut. There's a hat press now. You've got mug press. You've got a heat press. You can do all sorts of fun things solely with your Cricut if you wanted to, or you could step out and buy other products as well, like a tumbler press. But look at this mock-up. It is gorgeous, and all you're simply gonna do is take your SVG and you're gonna lay it right on top of that in like Canva, whatever you would like, and it's gonna look like you made that. It's just a mock-up. So many different designs. When you go to purchase something, you're looking at it and you think that somebody made each t-shirt in each different style and they took photos of it. They did not. It's a mock-up. So what you can do is figure out your style. So say, for example, let's type in a t-shirt. Let's put in t-shirt mock-up, okay? So we put in t-shirt mock-up. So this one, for example, comes with several different colors. So I can actually do my listings and I can have different colors. So that way on my listings, I got different stuff, or on the same ad, I can show you what it would look like if you wanted to get a purple one versus a blue one, etc. So there's lots of different ones like this as well. And as you can see, there's even mock-ups for keychains. How cool, right? So you guys can bring that level up a notch. So thinking outside of the box. What mock-ups do I want? You don't have to go out and buy a billion of these. Just get a few of them because you can use that same mock-up over and over again. You definitely do want to kind of switch them up so it's just kind of flowy. Same with those t-shirts and stuff like that, but I always try to stick with like the same style. But it is amazing the possibilities that you have with those mock-ups. And then if you took this mock-up, but then you took the filter on top of that mock-up, you could have it boho look, or you can have that urban look that you want, or whatever. The possibilities are endless. Make your branding. So when it comes down to it, when you start out of the gate, have your branding ready to go, have your logo made. What do you want to name your business? What color scheme do you want to go with? Are you going with like a light pink and maybe some nude tans and all these things? Play around with those. Just play around with it and figure out exactly what you love the most. Topic number 4 is commercial use license. What does this mean? Whenever you go looking for your SVGs, PNGs, your fonts, you want to make sure that you are allowed to use them commercially, right? You want to make sure that they are not just made for personal use. For example, if you guys have Cricut Access, you see all those designs and you have access to all of this, you actually do not have access to commercial use. It is actually supposed to be intended for personal use. So always make sure that you read wherever you're purchasing your designs from. So for example, this sarcastic bundle right here, you're curious if you can actually make items to sell. If you actually scroll down a little bit, you're going to see this right here where it says commercial use license. All products can be used for commercial use. If you're curious about that, you could read those and it's going to tell you. So covered, you can make and sell physical products. It'll give you examples, shirts and all of those kind of things. You can make and sell digital designs using Word. So if you're going to use fonts, you can actually sell digital items, creating words out of those. So you could create your very own SVGs using those fonts. The things that you can't do is resell these. So once you purchase these SVGs, you can't just resell those as your own and all that, but you can definitely sell them on a finished product, whether you're making sticker sheets, transfer sheets, like you're going to be cutting out, maybe you're going to cut out the HTV and all that and you're selling those. You could definitely do that as well because it is a finished product. So for example, be careful about those free sites where you can download free fonts and stuff like that because they were not made to be commercial use licensed and somebody could come after you down the road. Another tip for success whenever it comes to copyright items and having success, do not start your business out trying to sell Disney-inspired products and all of those because you can have problems either there or down the road. So always make sure that whatever you're selling, you do have a commercial use license for it so you do not have any issues at all. Speaking of commercial use license, our Plus membership, the Gold membership, for example, has a commercial use license. There is so many amazing designs here, so definitely make sure you guys check out that Plus membership because you guys do have commercial use license with these as well. If you're a Gold Plus member, you have 50 credits. It's 50 designs that you can add 50 new designs to your business every single month. Last topic, but definitely one of the most important topics is marketing. You definitely do not want to just start an Etsy and set it there and expect for it to do something. You have to market. There's lots of free ways to market. You don't have to pay for marketing. You can definitely search out those free ones. One of my favorite free marketing resources is Pinterest. You guys are missing out if you guys are not using that in your Etsy game, if you will. You guys want to be using this, guy. So what you're going to do is you're going to create your listing over on Etsy. Then you're going to take that and you're going to post a pin over on Pinterest and create a board and all of those things, right? And have it link back. So when people click there, they can click, they can shop. This has been successful for so many different people that I have spoke to that has an Etsy, and you guys just would not believe it. It is free marketing. So for example, I'm going to show you guys really quick. This is Design Bundles Pinterest here. So you guys can see we've got our own little boards and all of those things. And right here you can see we have 8.4 million monthly views, right? That's marketing. So we have now just 185.k followers. So you're going to get your followers and all of those things. But right now we have 8.4 million monthly views. That is amazing. That is huge. You're missing out on that free marketing if you guys are not using that resource. With these free resources, make sure you guys are creating the Instagram and Facebook and TikTok on your business account. So make sure you're naming it with your business so people can find that, because as you sell over at Etsy, they're going to start looking for you elsewhere too. They want to see when you're listing new stuff. You can advertise there and all of those things. But like I said, as you grow during the holidays, you may want to pay for some marketing just to get it boosted a little bit more. But that is going to help you be successful along the way. You definitely cannot just list stuff on Etsy and expect it to go somewhere. You have to put in the work. If you're not telling people about your business, nobody can know about your business. So you really have to do that. And I did find that successful during our test over on Etsy. You guys let me know in the comments below if you guys have found this video helpful. Do you guys want to see more videos like this, giving you guys tips and tricks? Would you like me to show you how to mock up, maybe start at Etsy from the beginning and show you guys mocking up each one of those products, just kind of getting it out there, showing you guys creating the Pinterest and all of those things? If you're interested in any of that stuff, definitely let me know. I could walk you through creating a logo and the whole branding if that's something that you guys are interested in as well. Now, if you guys already have an Etsy business, but you came here today for tips and tricks, let me know down below if you have found anything helpful that I've taught you today. I'm super excited for your journey. I hope this is going to be it for you. If you guys are starting a business this year, whether it's going to be on Etsy or maybe locally, you're going to sell on your Facebook or Instagram and all of those things, I want to know what you guys are going to be selling and what your ideas are. Or like I said, give some tips and tricks to the others down below, and make sure you guys just simply give each other love down below. I have to give you guys a huge shout out. We love reading your guys' comments. You guys are the most sweetest, kindest people. You guys are our YouTube family that is just the most kindest people ever. You guys keep rocking it and doing what you guys are doing. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're having a bad day, come read some of our comments down below and you will feel so much better. And thank you guys so much for all of the compliments and kindness that you guys have brought to me as well as Design Bundles. We love each and every one of you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see you guys on the next one.